Welcome to my YouTube channel. What's up everyone? Today I want to show you guys how I was able to get an 8mm look out of a Fujifilm X100V.
Here we go.
So the reason I wanted to create this look was to be able to emulate that nostalgia feeling that you get from watching those 1970s homemade movies by family traveling, just capturing everyday life. Of course, nowadays you see it basically everywhere, from music videos to trendy little travel videos, all the way to commercials. So going back to why I'm using the Fujifilm X100V camera. A few months back, I found out about Richie's website, Fuji X Weekly. Richie has basically created these beautiful recipes that you can download straight onto the camera. These are all based off of different 35mm stock like Kodak Portra, Ektachrome, etc. So straight on the camera, this is what it looks like. This is a recipe that I got from Richie specifically for this 8mm look. As you can see straight out of the camera, it is very punchy. It doesn't really look a lot like 8mm film, but I'm using this as a base to be able to use these beautiful Fuji colors, get this incredible skin tone, and being able to dial that back into the 8mm look. So the first thing that we're gonna do is create a new timeline. Set our timeline frame rate to 18 frames per second. Reason why is Super 8mm cameras were designed to shoot at 18 frames per second. Since we want to get as close as possible to the same look, we're going to be editing on an 18 frames per second timeline. First thing that we're going to do is add a film damage node. This node is the main key component of the whole look besides the recipe from Fuji X Weekly. We're gonna get started by adding a little bit of film blur, shifting the white balance, and messing around with the vignette. Of course, all of these settings are really gonna be up to you. You can make the footage a little bit cooler, a little bit warmer. It really is up to you. This is the beauty of this look. You can kind of play around to make the footage look as you like. Next thing that I'm gonna do is play a little bit around with the highlights and the shadows. Super 8 has a very flat look, so we gotta make sure not to crush the shadows. So the next step that we're going to do is create a 4:3 frame. You can either crop in each side about 10 to 13%, or for this I'm actually zooming in into my image a little bit, make it a little bit small, so I can throw a Film Get Super 8 overscan by Ezra Cohen. This is gonna make our frame 4:3. The next step will be to make a copy that will go on the bottom as well as a copy that will go on the top. After that, we're gonna add our grain. Now, Super 8 is very grainy, so don't be afraid to add a couple layers of grain. Then we're gonna go ahead and add the sprocket. Now, this you can actually move around to position it to where you like. I like to overlay it a little bit on the frame. And the last step will be to add a Super 8 sound effect. Like I mentioned before, all of these assets were downloaded from S. Cohen. He has probably the best ones that I've seen online so far, or you can do a simple Google search for some free ones. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And if you actually use this recipe to create an 8mm look, please let Richie know, let me know, tag us on Instagram. We'll really love to see it.